My She-Hulks, my Gremlins, it's another awesome edition of Mon Toys. And what do we have here? Another banger. Another MAFEX Spider-Man. MAFEX Spider-Man 2099, action figure 239. Dude, oh, did they make that for me so I can rhyme it? Now check it out. Here we go. Let's talk about it straight up. Look, it's in the orange packaging, around window there. Spider-Man 2099, MAFEX Metacom. A nice product shot of the action figure. This comic strip right here. I hear that the guy who created Spider-Man 2099 is the guy who they used for the artwork here. So that's pretty cool, And then we got right here another Spider-Man 2099. Looking fresh, Flip it over. Ooh, skull. I don't know much about Spider-Man 29 to be honest with y'all. And then the back. Other than him looking fresh, then yeah, other than him doing dynamic poses, they're, all out right there. And then he comes with a bunch of cool stuff that we're going to crack open, like that web wing. You know what I'm saying? It looks pretty cool. All right, let's get him out the packaging. I'll see you guys on the other side. Yo, what is going on? I am the Ugo Monster. I am an independent hip-hop artist from the San Francisco Bay Area, Richmond to be exact, and a lifelong action figure collector. As an independent artist, I create my own music, shoot my own videos, build and manage my website, and I make action figure reviews. Why do I do what I do? I do what I do because rocking microphones or taking ill-ass pictures of these dope-ass toys invigorates my spirit. And once you find something that does that, you gotta feed it, you gotta water it, and it will grow. You can find my music on all streaming platforms. If you like to purchase my music, which that'd be dope, you can do so at ugomonster.com. Thank you for your time, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Back to the show. Peace.
They didn't put any hair on his legs.
And here we have him out the box. And what do you think about him so far? I think he looks fresh. I think he looks incredible. The first time I ever saw 2099, it was when they first released the first wave of Spider-Man Classics, which was the original Toy Biz figures, right? The Spider-Man Classics were the beginning, the precursor to the Marvel Legends Toy Biz line, right? And they had this guy there, but he was a little bit lighter. Maybe I'll pull that one out, but it's in like the bin somewhere, like it's still in its packaging. I'm not opening those. You know what I'm saying? I can't. It's been too long. I'm afraid that if I do open them, they'll just fall apart easily because they're that old. And, we never really had nothing to compare it to until they dropped the Marvel Legend ones. We'll bring that out eventually. And then, had the same color scheme. And that was pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? And then I know the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Retro line dropped another one, which I think was just the same figure with less hands, from what I remember. And now we have this one, the Ultimate Spider-Man 2099, the only one you'll ever need. The reason why all the Marvel Legends Spider-Man are getting retired is because of guys like this. And here we have him, man. I mean, I think he looks nice. Let's grab him. Let's hold him. All right, so, yeah, man, he feels nice. It's like different shades of blue. Look at this web cape, these web accessories that you just push in there and they're stapled. You know how many times they've had this on Spider-Man Marvel Legend action figures and they always fall? It's nice to have a nice Spider-Man 2099 where the things just stay in place. And look, you can move it. Oh, yeah. It looks nice. It feels good. For me, what grabs my attention if the figure looks pretty cool. Like, I know nothing about Spider-Man 2099. All I know is that he looks fresh. Like, I've never been a big fan of Deadpool. When I was a kid, the first time I saw Deadpool, it was in the toys aisle at KB Toys here in Richmond. And I saw him and I'm like, this guy looks dope. It's the first thing you end up doing is like, you like it because it looks fresh. You know what I'm saying? And then, you learn more about the character and he's just annoying. But for the most part, I still like how he looks. And the same thing with this guy. I like how he looks. He looks dope. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Yeah. It's blue mixed with a little bit of black, a nice shine. The logo here it's painted on, but if you touch the head, the red parts, it's sculpted on there. You know what I'm saying? You could feel the difference. You know, it just, yeah, he looks, yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, let's talk about the articulation. All right, so he comes with the ball joint at the top of his head, you know, right here for nodding, tilting, looking up. Oh, see? You can just snap it back in. Okay. Give me a second. All right, so let me tell you what's happening with me right now. So as you can see, this little here, this ball joint goes in here. So it gives you that motion for the neck, but it's like it popped out, should have stayed in there, and now I'm having a hard time putting it back. So give me a second. All right, so let me tell you what's happening. Usually when you want to interchange the heads, all you got to do is pop it out, and then this peg here stays inside of here, but it doesn't because it keeps slipping out. So this hole here is just a little bit bigger than what this is. So when you want to tilt it to the left and right, you know, so you can get some motion around the neck, you know, so he can do some nodding, it's gonna come out. So this is gonna give me an issue when I try to interchange the heads because I have to pull this peg out, put it in there. You know, that sucks. You know, this might just be only happening on my particular MAFEX Spider-Man 2099 action figure, you know? So, but that's lame. It kind of makes me upset. So then I have to, like, you know. So I can only move him here before he falls, you know? So, and that sucks. You know, I don't know, man. It just sucks that it has to happen on a Spider-Man action figure. But other than that, I mean, I could live with it. I might return this shit. But yeah. If anyone in the comments has a potential fix for this, let me know, and maybe I could apply it to this action figure. Because the only other fix I can think about is returning this shit back to the place and getting a new one, man. You know, because it's just lame. You know. All right, man. So let's talk about the articulation. He got some ball joint here on the neck for more range. You know, and yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get this guy into a lot of, yeah. You know, and look at that gap. It's kind of lame. All right, I think right here. Oh man. Okay. All right. So then he has articulation right here at the, make him do a D pose. So butterfly joints. Look how nice the lines kind of connect still, or at least on this one, right? There you go. Paint is still on there. Swivel right here at the shoulder. Double jointed elbows, of course. You know that Tobey Maguire Spider-Man had a lot of range on his neck, so I could just make his arm cover, go around his neck almost. See, this one doesn't have it. I'm thinking like I really think it's just the movie action figures that have that. Anyway, diaphragm cut. Of course, ball joint on the waist, ab crunch. Like I said, diaphragm cut. You know, so you're gonna be able to get him into some nice poses. Drop down hips for more range. Double jointed knees. Articulated feet, toe pivot. And it's on the ball joint. So I'm pretty much rocking ankles. It comes with this alternate head right here. You know, the eyes are squinting more on this one. Then he comes with this, I'm about to pull down my mask over my face head. I'm not sure how Miguel O'Hara looks. You know, Miguel O'Hara, for those who don't know, is the guy who's under this mask. It's not Peter Parker, because Peter Parker is probably dead. It's 2099, y'all. He comes with your standard magnetic hands, a pair of open hands, another pair of open hands. Here's another pair of open hands. But you see the claws coming out his fingertips, which is pretty cool, man. A pair of open hands. We've seen these before, right? But look at the very tip, he has those nails just protruding, you know. And then the thumb up hands. These are really so you can put the little web things that they come with, which are pretty nice. For the most part, those webs are kind of, they're all the same. You know, if you've seen a review before of mine, I've probably shown it, but the only difference is that it's translucent. He also comes with these cape accessories that you just put into his arm. For example, just put it in there. And these articulate, which is pretty cool. Like this one does too. See, but they don't fall off as easily as they did on the Marvel Legends one. This might be a different one that I'm putting in here. I remember keeping these on the Vulture was always kind of a pain, you know. But anyway, and this got some articulation. It's on a hinge. And then it comes with this here. So you can, which has even a bigger cape. You know? So it's like a back plate. No, the first time I ever saw this was on the Nightwing. You know? Which is pretty cool, man. This one has two. So you can make them look like, for example, what you do is you take this part out. Boom, pretty easy. And then you just snap it in. Bam. Yeah, look. So you can make him, oh, he even looks tighter like this. So you can make him do, like, for example, he's looking down. You know, he's jumping. All right, let's get him into a nice little pose. Like he's hopping from a building to another building. We're about to hop on a criminal. Bam. Gives it that nice wing effect. This one's pretty cool. And it articulates, man. Nice. You know. Those are a lot of his accessories. See how he compares with other MAFEX action figures. Here he is next to the MAFEX comic book version Spider-Man, and then the MAFEX Spider-Verse Into the Spider-Verse Peter B. Parker MAFEX action figure. Here he is right next to the MAFEX Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Pretty dope. Here he is right next to the Hasbro Marvel Legends Spider-Man 2099 action figure. I think this one is using that pizza body, Spider-Man pizza body mold, you know. As you can see, it's very thin right here. It looks nice on camera because it shines and stuff, but, you know, like sometimes the articulation right here is what bothers me the most. And the cape always kind of sucks, you know. It's just, see, it falls all the time. I don't think they even put those other web wings on him over here, you know. But yeah, well, at least this one can look up. It has more articulation at the neck more than that one because it, you know, it has a little defect. So what are my final thoughts? You know what, man? I really like this action figure. Besides the fact that I can't interchange the heads easily, you know, that kind of sucks. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's like you have to make sure that you put your complaints in, because as soon as this review's over, I'm getting on the computer and I'm sending this shit back to Ami, man. And hopefully everything sorts out. If you don't say anything, you won't get what you want. And what you want is to be able to interchange these heads as easy as possible, as you can on the other action figures. Of course, it's probably not their fault, but still, you know. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up right here. I would suggest you get this if you want to replace that, you know, Marvel Legends Hasbro Spider-Man. I know that Mezco did one. I'm not really a big fan of them soft goods on that figure, you know, but for the most part, I like it, man. You know, can articulate the head without making sure I can't, you know, make it fall. But yeah, you're going to be able to get this guy some, you know, look, dope ass poses, you know. I should pose these figures in, like, you know, make them do like the Heartbreak Kid and shit right here. Let's see if we can make them just do that. Right? Look at that. They look better when they do wrestling poses. Anyway, I'll see you guys on the other side. All right, peace.
Got hella action figures.
Damn right.
The collection keeps getting bigger.
Hell,
Man, will it ever stop?
hell no.
I don't know, look what I bought.
New stuff.
Brand new exclusives. Comic-Con, watch you do it. I buy them when they're on sale. Oh hell, that's the lie I tell. Gotta have all the Marvel Legends. Why is Deadpool so expensive? Got a zero interest credit card. My family should be alarmed. Oh yes, CFA at its gots. My toys, collectors hating gots. My toys, Crush Comics gots. My toys, what are my toys? My toys. CFA at its gots. My toys, collectors hating gots. My toys, Crush Comics gots. My